general formula of carboxylic acid. So this is the structure of carboxylic acid, okay, and the R stands for alkyl or H, and AR stands for aryl. So aryl is any functional group or substituent derived from aromatic rings such as phenyl. If the H is attached to COOH, so the name of the carboxylic acid is methanoic acid. If R is an alkyl, for an example CH3, so the name of the carboxylic acid is ethanoic acid. And if R is an aryl, okay, for an example C6H5 is attached to the COOH, the name for the carboxylic acid is benzoic acid ataupun phenyl carboxylic acid. Next, let's take a look at the nomenclature of carboxylic acid. So this table shows the IUPAC nomenclature and common names for some carboxylic acid compounds. So for methanoic acid, the common name is formic acid. Ethanoic acid, the common name is acetic acid. Propanoic acid, common name is propionic acid. Butanoic acid, the common name is butyric acid. And pentanoic acid, the common name is valeric acid. So you have to know the common name for this carboxylic acid. So how will we name our carboxylic acid compound? First, we need to identify the longest continuous carbon chain that contain the carboxyl group, and that will give the parent name. Okay, the E ending will be replaced by oic acid, and the carboxyl group must always at the end of the chain. Therefore, the carbon of the carboxyl group is always numbered as carbon number 1. And when there are two carboxyl group present, the COOH must be at the end of the chain. So let's take a look at a few examples. How can we name the carboxylic acid compound? So for this example, the carbon of the carboxyl group is numbered as 1. As so, the longest continuous carbon chain is 4, and there is a substituent at carbon number 3. So the name for this compound is 3-bromobutanoic acid. For this one, the carbon of the carboxyl group is numbered as 1. Therefore, the longest continuous carbon chain for this compound is 5. Okay, and there is a substituent at carbon number 2. So the name for this compound is 2-isopropyl pentanoic acid. For this structure, okay, the carbon of the carboxyl group is numbered as 1. Therefore, the longest continuous carbon chain for this structure is 4. And there is a substituent at carbon number 3. And the name for this compound is 2-methyl-butanoic acid. The same goes with this one. Okay, the carbon of the carboxyl group will label as carbon number 1. The longest continuous chain is 6, and there is 3 substituents at carbon number 2 and 2, and also at carbon number 5. Therefore, the name for this compound is 2,2,5-trimethylhexanoic acid. Next, for this example, the carbon of the carboxyl group will be numbered as 1. Therefore, the longest continuous chain for this compound is 4, and there is a substituent at carbon number 2. Okay, so the name will be butanoic acid. The parent name will be butanoic acid. But as you can see, at carbon number 3 and carbon number 4, there is carbon-carbon double bond. So we have to specify the location of carbon-carbon double bond there. So the name will be changed into 3-butanoic acid. Okay, so the full name for this compound is 2-chloro-3-butanoic acid. Next, for this example, as you can see, there are 2 carboxyl group present. Okay, so the COOH must be at both ends. So we number it either from the right or the left, it's still the same. So actually because it has 5 carbons, okay, so the parent name is pentane, but there is a carboxyl group there, so E is replaced by oic acid, okay, but there is 2 carboxyl group present, so the name will be changed into pentane dioic acid. So the name for this structure is pentane dioic acid. So we don't have to specify the location of the carboxyl group because we understood that if there are 2 carboxyl group present, both of the carboxyl group will be located at both ends. Next for this one, okay, so there are 2 carboxyl group both at the end. So we have to number them from the left, okay. So it has 6 longest continuous carbon chain, so the name will be hexane, okay. But because it has carboxyl group, it will be changed into hexanoic acid. Tapi sebab ada 2 carboxyl group, kita akan tukar dia jadi hexane dioic acid. And then the full name for this compound is 3-methyl hexane dioic acid. Okay, for this example, okay, we have to number the carbon of the carboxyl group with a number 1. Okay, so therefore the longest continuous chain for this structure is 5. So the name will be pentanoic acid, but as you can see from the structure, we have C double bond C at carbon number 3 and 4. So we have to specify the location of the C double bond C. So the name will be 3-pentanoic acid. Okay. As you can see, the location of the hydrogen atom is at the same site. So at the same site meaning to say it exhibits cis isomerism. So the name, the full name for this compound is cis 3-pentanoic acid. Next, for this example, as we can see, there are 2 carboxyl groups present and both at the ends of the compound. So we have to number the carbon of the carboxyl group, and as we can see there, the longest continuous carbon chain is 6. Okay, sepatutnya namanya hexane sebab dia ada carboxyl, namanya jadi hexanoic acid. Sebab kita ada 2 carboxyl, namanya akan jadi hexane dioic acid. Okay, now bila kita tengok pada structure tu, kita nampak ada C double bond C pada kedudukan carbon 3 and also carbon 4. So we have to specify the location of the C double bond C. So the name will be 3-hexene dioic acid. Belum lagi selesai, bila kita tengok structure ini, kita nampak H itu at different site. So dia ada trans di situ. So the full name will be trans 3-hexene dioic acid. So for this structure, the name will be 4-chlorobenzoic acid. And for this one, the name will be 1,3-benzene dicarboxylic acid. This one will be cyclopentane carboxylic acid. For this one, the name will be 1,2-cyclohexane dicarboxylic acid. And then for this one, okay, nama dia akan jadi 4-chloro 1,2-cyclohexane dicarboxylic acid. Okay, so for this one, COH akan jadi dia punya parent name. So kita letakkan number 1 sana, 2 dan 3. So sepatutnya nama dia adalah cyclohexane carboxylic acid, tapi sebab kita ada metil pada carbon nomor 3, kita kena nyatakan, and then pada carbon number 2 kita ada double bond, carbon-carbon double bond. So nama dia akan jadi 3-methyl 2-cyclohexene carboxylic acid. Okay, hexene itu untuk carbon-carbon double bond pada carbon nombor 2 dan juga 3. Next, untuk last example ini, so carbon yang pegang COH akan jadi nombor 1, 2, 3 dan 4. So ikut alphabetical. So kita akan tulis nama dia sebagai 2-bromo 4-methyl cyclohexane carboxylic acid.